Catching Santa.
Catching Santa.
On Christmas Eve,
On Christmas Eve,
the Hoppers hung their stockings by the fire.
the Hoppers hung their stocking by the fire.
They planned to stay awake until Santa Claus came.
They planned to stay awake until Santa Claus came.
What can we do to pass the time? Asked Fluffy Tail.
What can we do to pass the time? Asked Fluffy Tail.
One of us could tell a fairy tale, said Floppy Ears.
One of us could tell a fairy tale, said Floppy Ears.
Why don't we make some popcorn? Said Speedy Legs.
Why don't we make some popcorn? Said Speedy Legs.
The Hoppers munched popcorn and waited for Santa Claus.
The Hoppers munched popcorn and waited for Santa.
10 o'clock came, then 11 o'clock.
Then 11 o'clock.
The Hoppers were wide awake except for Mother Hopper.
The Hoppers were wide awake except for Mother Hopper,
who fell asleep in her chair.
Her chair.
Then Speedy Legs said, I hear something.
Then Speedy Legs said, I hear something.
It sounds like sleigh bells, said Floppy Ears.
It sounds like sleigh bells, said Speedy Legs.
Is it Santa? Cried Fluffy Tail.
Is it Santa? Cried Fluffy Tail.
The sleigh bells came closer and closer.
The sleigh bells came closer and closer.
Soon they heard footsteps coming. Toward the door. Snubby Nose ran to the door and opened it. It is Papa, cried Snubby Nose. Sure enough, Papa Hopper was home late from getting the Hoppers their presents. He had sleigh bells on his hat and boots.
They had sleigh bells on his hats and boots. Merry Christmas, Hoppers, said Papa Hopper. He hugged all the Hoppers and sat in a chair next to Mother Hopper. Snubby Nose hopped in his lap. Did you see Santa Claus? He asked. Santa Claus, said Papa Hoppers, sitting up. You Hoppers know that Santa won't come unless you're asleep.
That's right, said Mother Hopper.
Right,
off to bed,
Hopper.
all
Off to bed, off.
of you. The Hoppers groaned, but they went to bed.
Well, they went to bed.
Mother and Papa Hopper tucked them in and turned off the lights. It was very late, and soon all the Hoppers fell asleep. All except Snubby Nose. I want to see Santa Claus, thought Snubby Nose. I will creep downstairs with my flashlight.
I will creep downstairs with my flashlight.
Snubby Nose took his flashlight and snuck downstairs. Soon he heard sleigh bells coming closer. He heard the pitter-patter of reindeer feet on the roof. Then he heard Santa Claus coming down the chimney. He waited until he saw the fur on Santa's boots.
Santa's boots.
Then Snubby-Nose turned on his flashlight and cried, "Ha! I see you."
"Ha! I see you."
Santa Claus jumped straight into the air. He was so surprised.
He was so surprised.
"Oh, what are you doing up,
What are you doing up,
Snubby-Nose?
Snubby-Nose?
You know you're supposed to be asleep."
You know you are supposed to be asleep.
Snubby-Nose was very startled.
Snubby-Nose was very startled.
He dropped his flashlight and jumped into
He dropped his flashlights and jumped
the closet under the stairs.
to the closet.
"I'm
under
sorry
the
I was
stairs.
bad,"
I'm sorry I was bad,
Snubby-Nose said to himself.
Snubby-Nose said to himself.
"I hope Santa doesn't put coal in my stocking."
I hope Santa doesn't put coal in my stocking.
Snubby-Nose could hear Santa filling the stockings. Then he
Snubby-Nose could hear Santa filling the stockings.
heard him going up the chimney,
He heard him going up the chimney,
and he heard the patter of reindeer hoofs.
and he heard the patter of reindeer hoofs.
Finally, he heard sleigh bells ringing into the distance.
He heard sleigh bells ringing into the distance.
Snubby-Nose was upset,
Snubby-Nose was upset.
but it was very late, and
It was very late, and soon
soon he fell asleep.
he fell asleep.
The next morning, Speedy Legs, Floppy Ears, and Fluffy Tail ran downstairs. Their stockings were full of treats.
Their stockings were full of treats.
Mother and Papa Hopper came down after them.
Mother and Papa Hopper came down after them.
"Where is Snubby-Nose?"
Where is Snubby-Nose?
asked Papa Hopper.
Asked Papa
No
Hopper.
one could find him.
No one could find him.
But then Fluffy Tail saw a
Then Fluffy Tail saw a
note taped to Snubby-Nose's stocking.
Snubby-Nose's stocking.
It read,
It read,
"I met Snubby-Nose last night, and we both had quite a fright.
Had quite a fright.
Snubby-Nose had such a scare. He ran and hid
He ran and hid
beneath the stair."
beneath the stairs.
Speedy Legs opened the closet door,
Opened the closet door,
and out jumped Snubby-Nose.
and out jumped Snubby-Nose.
"Santa Claus filled my stocking with coal."
Fill my stocking with coal.
"Didn't he?" cried Snubby-Nose. "I don't think so," said Mother Hopper.
I don't think so, said Mother Hopper.
Snubby-Nose ran to his stocking and found it
Snubby-Nose ran to his stocking
full of treats, just
and found it full of treats,
like the other Hoppers.
just like the other Hoppers.
Then Snubby-Nose found another note at the bottom of his stocking.
At the bottom of his stocking.
It read,
It read,
"Santa Claus
Santa
is
Claus
very shy,
is very shy,
but he will never
but
pass
he
you
will
by."
never pass you by.
Snubby-Nose laughed and jumped up and down.
Jumped up and
"I will never try to
I will
catch Santa
never try
again,"
to
he
catch Santa again.
said. Then the Hoppers all had a Merry Christmas.
All had a Merry Christmas.